liars always get caught, and it seems like the Kardashians have been busted for lying about their beauty secrets, business deals, storylines, and more. So the Kardashians are known to take many extravagant vacations and adventures, including one very memorable visit to Bora Bora on their show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Well, there, Kim reportedly lost her diamond earrings, leading the whole family to search the water for her prized jewelry. Naturally, losing something of such great worth and importance brought plenty of viewers and sparked tons of discussion online about the episode. Seriously, I have friends who have never ever seen a whole episode of the show, but if I were to quote, Kim, oh my god, like, come on. According to RadarOnline.com, Kim's ex-husband, Kris Humphries, said it didn't actually happen. Kim didn't lose her earrings. This move was a publicity stunt to get views. And while this surely isn't the only time the show created a false moment, more on that later, the lost earrings are a prime example of the lack of reality in reality TV. Yes, I know we all know that reality TV is quasi-scripted by this point in our life, and if you didn't, my bad, but it's really bad when it's just so blatant. One of the most talked about events of said famous show was Kim's extremely short-lived marriage to Kris Humphries, by the way. That marriage lasted less than 3 months and commanded headlines for months following the split. The whole situation was awkward, and Humphries reportedly felt betrayed by Kim, feeling like the marriage was all in the name of ratings. The 72-day wedding will forever live on in infamy. And when you consider there's no such thing as bad publicity, I guess it was a great thing for the family. I'm more on the page of why would you waste all that time and money if you knew it wasn't gonna work out? Well, according to news outlets, that's exactly what the marriage was meant to do, drive awareness and ratings for the Kardashian family show. In fact, Kim wanted her goodbye to Humphries to be on the show, but the producers rejected the idea. These days, Kris Humphries wants nothing to do with the family, has asked to be completely omitted from Keeping Up with the Kardashians, doesn't want to be in the spotlight. Sorry dude, I genuinely wish you all the best away from this media circus. Many of the events on Keeping Up with the Kardashians were staged, including a lot of Kourtney's vicious vocal battles with Scott. I know I've already covered a lot being fake today, but I just really want to drive this statement home, folks. Turns out once cameras stopped rolling, Kourtney and Scott would just laugh about filmed fights and the drama and the discussion it would drive with viewers. That being said, it's also been revealed that Scott has faced serious addictions, leading some folks to wonder if the fights in the show were real, or maybe these fights really were just like a laugh. These assumptions were on the idea of them being fake was maybe a cover-up for how serious the issues were in the relationship. Now, regardless, there's no denying the tension these fights created amongst the fans of the show. The duo ended up splitting for good in 2015. You know, Kourtney's off living her life. Gray hairs. Most of us get them, it's just part of growing up. I had a cousin who was silver by the time he was like 22. I'm already finding them, it is what it is. Well, Kim Kardashian got caught in a heck of a fib about them during an appearance on Live with Kelly and Ryan, where she bragged about having never found a single gray hair on her head. So the discussion began with Ryan Seacrest being like, yeah, how do you keep your hair platinum? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk in depth about the lengthy process that goes into bleaching my very naturally dark roots. She said when I dye my roots it's gonna take probably 8 hours, so I've just been lazy, it's just so much work. And then that's when the conversation naturally moved over to the topic of gray hair, and Kim was like, I haven't gone gray yet. And she's like grinning. She's like, I haven't had a gray hair yet. Isn't that weird? Well, Kim, since he asked, some folks might say, yeah, that is weird. Or certainly a tad unusual at least. And a quick little Google search, and I mean a quick one, will tell you that Kim actually got her first gray allegedly in 2018 at 37 years old. And she broke that news while chatting on Live with Kelly and Ryan that year. At the time of her appearance, her then husband, Kanye West, who legally changed his name to Kanye, had been at the center of attention following a number of heated Twitter things and controversial interviews. I can't say what they're about, but you know what I'm talking about. Kim came to her then husband's defense in wake of the backlash and joked during the appearance on Live with Kelly and Ryan that he'd caused her so much stress that she'd gone gray. Saying like, yeah, he's doing really good, he's got a couple of albums coming out, he's just really focused on that. I will say he gave me my first gray hair this week and I'm blaming that on him. And like, having been through a lot of trauma, and notably a divorce in the however many years since that interview, sure, Kim could be excused for having forgotten about that one particular gray. But folks, my story's not done here. Back in 2022, Kim came face to face with another pesky hair, yes, a silver hair, during an episode of her show. So like, come on girl, stop lying, not worth it. When Kylie Jenner sold 51% of her Kylie Cosmetics company in a deal valued at $1.2 billion back in 2020, it was an incredibly newsworthy moment. One of the greatest celebrity cash outs of all time, the transaction seemed to confirm what Kylie had been saying all along, and what a lot of news outlets like Forbes had declared in March of 2019, that Kylie Jenner was indeed a self-made billionaire. But in the deal's fine print, a less flattering truth emerged. Kylie's business was significantly smaller and less profitable, and the family had spent years leaving the cosmetics industry and media outlets to believe. Of course, white lies, omissions, and outright fabrications, I guess, are to be expected from this family at this point. They did perfect and monetize the concept of famous for being famous, but Shayna Moakler, Travis Barker's ex-wife, went on a podcast and claimed that Kim Kardashian hooked up with him, which is a major news thing, considering Travis, was a thing with Kourtney. Whole thing there. Not only that, but there was allegedly cheating involved. Shayna claimed that Travis was seeing Kim behind her back, and that Kim played a big part in the breakdown of her marriage. During her appearance on the Dumb Blonde podcast, Shayna revealed that she and Travis were working on the relationship when she was sent text messages between him and Kim from an anonymous source. She said that they were trying to meet up at her sister's house to do the deed. Apparently, when she showed the text to Travis, he already deleted them. So of course, Shayna had reason to be suspicious. And what people can't seem to get over about this story is that apparently Travis might have been interested in Kim before he was into Kourtney. Kim Kardashian was investigated by the FBI after getting $250,000 in a trash bag. So according to a report from 2023, Kim was questioned by the feds as part of an investigation into this big finance guy, Joe Lowe, who was a mogul at the center of the infamous 1MDB fund embezzlement scandal. So US prosecutors alleged that he had stolen at least $4.5 billion from One Malaysia Development Berhad, which was founded and led by a former prime minister. The Justice Department indicted him in 2018 for conspiring to launder billions of dollars stolen from the development fund and paying out hundreds of millions of dollars in bribes. Since then, he's been a fugitive. He's living elsewhere. Well, back in 2019, Kim told the FBI that she played some games in a Las Vegas casino with Lowe, and she won big. He told her to keep the chips she won, which were worth $350 grand, and when she went to the casino counter to cash out, she was handed $250K and a trash bag full of $100 bills. She just put it in her carry-on bag, boarded a flight back to LA, and on a later trip to Vegas, she collected the remaining 100 grand, again in a trash bag full of cash. Look, I might not be a gambler, but I've worked a sketchy job every once in a while, and this sounds really sketchy and kind of money laundering and ooh, real bad.
Now, something you might not know is that Kris Jenner is a serial cheater. In the mid-70s, Kris was in a relationship with Cesar Sando, the pro golfer. She then cheated on him with Robert Kardashian, whom she later married in 1978, and they had 4 children together: Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Robert. But then she cheated again, and they got divorced in 1991. Now, there's some suspicion that she cheated more than once on Robert, but her most significant affair was with soccer player Todd Waterman. Sometimes people think the grass is always greener, and that was what I think I went through at some point, Kris once told People magazine. Now, when Robert became suspicious of his wife, he reportedly hired a private investigator who had plenty of evidence to prove Kris was unfaithful. Now, since then, Kris has openly admitted that she is not proud of what she did to Rob, and HuffPost also reported that Caitlyn Jenner's decision to leave Kris had a lot to do with her cheating, which I can't blame her for. And then there's the fact that with Kris's cheating, there's a theory that Khloe Kardashian's father isn't actually Rob Kardashian. According to Daily Mail, Todd Waterman came forward in 2012 to claim that Kris was sleeping with him during her marriage to Robert. He alleged that their wild and passionate affair was the catalyst for Kris and Robert's divorce. Now, when Kris wrote the autobiography Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian, she called a mystery lover Ryan. Whether Todd is telling the truth or not, he isn't one of the men fans talk about when discussing Khloe and who her real father may be. There's rumors that Kris's former hairdresser, Alex Ralden, is Khloe's real father, and this rumor never fades because the resemblance between Alex and Khloe is honestly just uncanny. While Khloe has since had a nose job, she was previously a dead ringer for Alex. Now, O.J. Simpson was also rumored to be Khloe's father. O.J. was represented by his friend Robert Kardashian, Kardashian, and he was quite close to the Kardashian family. Many people believe that he and Kris had an affair, but Kris and OJ have separately spoken out against the rumors many times over the years, and fiercely denied odd claims that they secretly reunited in the 90s to make love in a hot tub. Now in 2017, the momager burst into tears during an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, fuming that rumors had kept up for decades. They printed a story I was sleeping with OJ. After 25 years, you would think it just wouldn't be a thing, she sobbed to Khloe. Now 2 years later, OJ shared a video on Father's Day vowing that he was never interested in Kris in a romantic sense, while also calling out the renewed theories that he was Khloe's father. Never, and I want to stress never, in any way, shape, or form have I had any interest in Kris, romantically or sexually, he said at the time. Now, I don't know though. I kinda believe this whole theory, but who's Khloe's real father? The world may never know. Now, who could forget the moment at the 2009 VMAs when Kanye West stormed the stage when Taylor Swift was accepting her VMA for Best Female Video. Now, Kanye took the mic from her and said the infamous line, "Yo Taylor, I'm really happy for you, I'ma let you finish, but Beyonce has one of the best videos of all time." Now, this then created a feud between the pair, but it appeared that they had seemingly made up in 2015 after being seen together at award shows and posting on social media. But that all changed in 2016 as Kanye dropped his song Famous, which had the line, "I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex, why I made that be famous." Now, he claimed that he had Taylor's permission, which she denied. However, Kim Kardashian, his wife at the time, stepped in to defend him, saying that Taylor totally approved that lyric and went a step further by releasing a video of a phone call between Taylor and Kanye, which you can hear them discussing the song in question. Kim then made the internet turn against Taylor, and she went into hiding for a year. But in 2020, it was revealed that the video Kim had posted was edited. Taylor then broke her silence about the video through an Instagram story where she lightly shaded Kim by writing that she was telling the truth the whole time and that somebody edited and manipulated it to frame her, aka Kim. Now, apparently, Kim Kardashian's infamous tape with her then boyfriend Ray J wasn't released by him, but it was actually done by herself and her mother Kris Jenner to thrust her into the spotlight, as they saw that's what happened to Paris Hilton, and she got even more famous. After the tape was released, Kim sued Vivid Entertainment for ownership of the tape, and in late April of 2007, Kim dropped the suit and settled for $5 million. Ray J was made to look like the bad guy, but he's since spoken out defending his innocence. He said, "I've sat in the shadows for over 14 years, allowing the Kardashians to use my name, to abuse my name, make billions of dollars over a decade and a half talking about a topic I've never really spoken about. I have never leaked a tape in my life." Now, Ray J claims that Kim and Kris negotiated the release of the tape in the early 2000s. Now, Kris apparently watched 3 different Ray J and Kim tapes and chose to leak the one that gave her daughter a better look. Now, looking back, Ray J said that he's embarrassed of the tape. Has he said yes, he's embarrassed mostly for his children. "I have kids now, everything I did now when we have kids is totally different. The whole thing is wacky." Now, in 2022, there were actually rumors to be another tape. In the end, Kanye West went to meet with Ray J to get the rest of the footage, or so he says, but Ray J says that all the intimate tapes were kept at Kim's house in a shoebox under her bed. I mean, this is all a lie. Since we first released the tape, this has been the biggest lie in the history of the entertainment industry. They're not letting the world know that there are a bunch of tapes that were made, but they're not going anywhere because she has them all, he said. Now, Kim's whole relationship with Kris Humphries was honestly something else. They dated for 6 months before they got married, and Kris wasn't really into all the fame, but Kim wanted it all. Not to mention, their relationship made them a lot of money. The reality star was paid $1.5 million by People magazine for their wedding photos alone. They got $300,000 for their engagement announcement, and another massive chunk of cash from both her bridal shower and the honeymoon pictures. Not to mention a bonus check they got from airing their wedding on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But afterwards, after 72 days of marriage, Kim filed for divorce. Now, Kris felt bamboozled and cited fraud as a reason for wanting an annulment. Kim's paperwork stated irreconcilable differences, and she later discussed the marriage on her show and revealed that her mother encouraged her to run on her wedding day if she needed to. Now, following Following the split, Kris's lawyer told a Los Angeles fraud court that Kim had no intentions of proceeding with the marriage, that it was basically a tactic for the benefit of her show and to make money. Now, I mean, Kim even wanted her goodbye to Kris to be on the show, but the producers rejected the idea. Jonathan Jackson, who worked with the reality star between 2007 and 2009, said that the pair's union was a publicity stunt. Speaking on Good Day LA back in 2011, Jackson said, 2 weeks prior to her wedding, she knew it was not something she wanted to do. Unfortunately, they were obligated to honor contracts with E!, the network which had TV rights, otherwise they would have owed a lot of people a lot of money. And finally, as we all clearly know, the Kardashians have had their number of scandals, but one that was truly shocking had to do with Khloe and her then ex Lamar Odom. In July 2015, Khloe and Lamar signed divorce papers. However, the divorce did not receive final approval from a judge before being dismissed by request in October 2015. Why? Well, because Lamar went missing. He disappeared from everyone and left Khloe, his fans, and every NBA and sports news outlet confused as to whether he was even alive. Now, Khloe did her best to cover the scandal, doing the whole Lamar is fine thing for a day or two, but when day 3 rolled around and Lamar was still missing, she had to come clean. But what happened to him? It turned out to be addiction related, as Lamar was hospitalized after being discovered unconscious at the Love Ranch, a legal brothel in Crystal, Nevada. Now, this made the Kardashian family turn against him, and a lot of horrible stories came out about him in the press. While it hasn't been verified, Lamar still claims to this day that it was the Kardashians who revealed his dark secrets to the press, which then drove a wedge between him and Khloe. Now, there are additional claims that when Khloe learned of Lamar's actions, she secretly hired a private investigator to follow him, and Lamar even said that Kris Jenner orchestrated an incident after the divorce to get more press surrounding their broken relationship. Now, this sounds exactly like something the Kardashians would do, so I am very inclined to believe Lamar in this situation. Now, first off, we have to talk about the whole Diddy situation. Since Diddy was arrested for his various crimes at his parties, it's been said that the Kar-Jenners have been panicking due to being associated with him. All these years they bragged about partying with Diddy have, of course, got everyone assuming that they were somehow involved in these depraved freak-offs, a source told In Touch Weekly. However, the Kardashian family is all insisting they weren't involved in the alleged freak-offs. Now, some sources have said that they weren't even good friends with Diddy, but that's not true, as Khloe had quite a close connection with the star. Now, she actually interned for him when she was younger, and she's been spotted with him a lot. Now, in a 2014 episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Khloe mentioned one of Diddy's parties while speaking to her sister Kourtney. She recalled attending a party with guests like Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, and French Montana, where she saw butt-naked guests. It seems like this family might know more than they're letting on and are trying to distance themselves from the star, but the proof of their close relationship is all over their Instagrams. Now, recently, there have been rumors that Kim Kardashian has been dating someone new who isn't famous. Now, some of these rumors suggested that she was dating a real estate investor in December 2024. A source stated Kim started dating someone new in December and planned to keep it very under wraps. The insider added that Kim said she wanted to step away from dating men who were in the spotlight. She said the next person she dates will be someone who isn't famous, they continued. However, a different source told the US Sun that any such rumors regarding Kim's dating life have been made up by herself and her mother, Kris Jenner. The mother-daughter masterminds allegedly don't want the public to think less of Kim because of her single status. There are reports that Kim is privately dating a real estate investor, just like Khloe was also privately dating a businessman a year back or so, the source explained. They have never been seen in restaurants or out and about. Kim and Kris just spread the word to make it seem like it's not poor Kim, why won't anyone date her? The source then verified that Kim does not have a boyfriend. However, Kris doesn't want it to look like men don't want to date her. Now, Kris hasn't publicly commented on the rumors of Kim's new boyfriend, and I mean, is it really that shocking that Kris and Kim would make up rumors like this to get more attention? Nope, they've done crazier things for sure. Now, the Kar-Jenners are known for their fillers and plastic surgeries, but this year they have all denied getting any or that they got theirs removed. But fans are not convinced of this at all, as in July, Kylie posted a Get Ready With Me video promoting her latest Kylie cosmetic products. In the comments section, fans praised Kylie on her beauty routine and looking all natural, but some fans were not convinced of this. On a Kardashian-themed Reddit forum, one fan pointed out that Kylie might not have gotten rid of her fillers. One questioned, "Didn't she say she's dissolving lip fillers? They seem plumper than ever." Now in the comments, fans agreed. She dissolved them, then added it back, another theorized. A third said, "Yeah, why can't she just own up to the fact that she thinks these things make her look better and she likes it? I swear, she's been claiming she's been dissolving her lip filler for the past 2 years," a fourth pointed out. Now, in 2018, Kylie claimed that she dissolved her fillers, but if you look at her now, you can tell that she's definitely had some more work done. Now, the same goes for her sister Khloe. In April, Khloe posted a Get Ready With Me video, but fans were taken aback by her appearance. On Reddit, many fans of Khloe also quickly accused her of using strong filters on the clip. But also, this whole video is filtered, and then she keeps this crusty matte lipstick kiss in the video. Make it make sense, one person reacted. That top lip filter glitching, a second social media user agreed. Now over on Instagram, even more of Khloe's followers chimed into the debate and accused her of secret plastic surgery. "Girl, stop touching your face, don't go to the doctor no more," one of her fans begged. Khloe though, for her part, has denied getting any plastic surgery besides a nose job. Now Khloe opened up about the surgery on the Kardashians and revealed that comments made by her mom, Kris Jenner, encouraged her to do it. "I had the most confidence, I was chubby and in a skin-tight bodycon dress, you couldn't tell me otherwise. Society gave me insecurities. Who knows, if I never heard mom talk about my nose, if I ever would have gotten a nose job," Khloe added, which is honestly just sad. Now, Khloe's face has been ever-changing this year, and it's kind of been scary. It seems like every time she's been spotted out or has posted a photo on Instagram, her appearance has changed, and not for the better. Now, a plastic surgeon who has never worked on Khloe, may I add, put in his 2 cents about the star's appearance. Upon comparing newer images with her earlier photos, it appears that beyond the evident enhancements like Botox injections to the forehead and fillers to the lips, there may have been further procedures undertaken, he said. Now these include buccal fat removal, liposuction, and a chin augmentation achieved through either filler injections, implant placement, or genioplasty, chin surgery. Now the celebrity surgeon continued by saying, "Additionally, there seems to be a reduction in the angle of the jaw, which could have been achieved through muscle reduction with Botox injections or through surgical intervention. There's also a possibility of a brow lift, possibly in combination with an upper eyelid surgery or solely through the use of Botox injections for a non-invasive approach." And all I gotta say is though, I believe him as he knows what he's talking about. Then there's the fact that some people believe that Kourtney Kardashian was lying about her new son with Travis Barker. In February, Kourtney followed her husband to Australia for his tour with their new son. She posed with what appeared to be her newborn son, Rocky stroller. But fans are convinced that the stroller was empty. Wait, is the baby even in that stroller or is she faking it? LOL, devastating if so, one concerned fan replied. Wait, why isn't she posting with the baby? A second wondered. Now throughout the trip, Kourtney did not show photos of Rocky at all, which was strange because she had before. So was she really lying about this? Possibly, but also maybe she and Travis just wanted their privacy. And then there's the fact it was exposed that Kris Jenner broke the law when it came to her daughter Khloe in the past. Scott Disick, aka Kourtney Kardashian's ex and father of 3 of her children, was talking about how his son Mason is excited to learn how to drive. Kris then pointed out that Khloe used to drive when she was Mason's age, which wasn't legal. "But you lied to me and said that I had a government license," Khloe said. "You're the one who told me I was allowed to take the kids to school." "Wait, what?" Scott asked in disbelief. "You drove the kids to school without a license, and Kris said you had a government license?" Scott asked, calling the lie insane. Now Kris simply laughed at the whole thing, and in a confessional she then elaborated, "A government-issued license in the state of California is something I think I made up. It was a little bit different back then, don't judge me until you've walked in my shoes," she said. As if the lie wasn't bad enough, there was also one time when Khloe's mom got faced and Khloe had to drive her home. "And it was only her and I'm driving on the freeway, I'm not like qualified, this is a lot for me." She then started crying behind the wheel when her mom started vomiting everywhere. She had her head out the window, there was no no warning, it shoots back into me, Khloe said, and I start crying. I go, please mom, mom, and she kept throwing up. Now that sounds traumatic, to be honest.
Kim Kardashian's marriage to Kris Humphries went viral in 2011 after they called it quits 72 days after saying I do. Humphries filed for an annulment in November 2011, citing fraud as the reason. The wedding special premiered in October 2011. The same month, Kim famously filed for divorce after just, again, 72 days of marriage. Now, both episodes begin with a disclaimer. The message begins by saying, on October 31st, 2011, Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Kris Humphries. She released the following statement. After careful consideration, I've decided to end my marriage. I hope everyone understands this was not an easy decision. I had hoped this marriage was forever, but sometimes things don't work out as planned. We remain friends and wish each other the best. Remaining friends, they did not. 2 months later, Kris filed a response to the divorce petition requesting an annulment due to fraud. A settlement was reached in April 2013 after a very lengthy legal battle, with the duo's divorce finalized in June 2013. Now, Kim has tried to keep this whole situation tightly sealed, even allegedly offering to pay news blogs to not interview Kris about the reasons why they didn't work out. It's alleged, that they fought over money. Just as Kris prepared to take the next step in his relationship with Kim, they began to clash over finances. When Kim brought up the possibility of buying, her dream home, Kris expressed concerns over spending too much money. He said, I have a financial plan laid out for my life, and bringing you into my life is not going to derail my plan. Kim acknowledged in, a confessional that Kris was 1,000,000 times more frugal than her, but to his face, she emphasized that she refused to downgrade her life to make him happy if they chose to live in New York City. Kris said, in my mind, we were about to be married and share everything. Am I about to marry this wild card who would potentially want to spend everything we have? As tensions, continue to rise, Kris alleged Kim wasn't in touch with reality, which doesn't exactly set the tone for a proposal, but Kris hinted in a confessional that he felt very uneasy about getting down on one knee after that argument. It's even, noticed that Kris had tensions with Kim's sister Khloe, which also caused a bit of trouble as well. Now, one of the pair's biggest disagreements involved Kim taking Kris's last name after the wedding. Kim pointed out that Kris is more traditional than she is, telling friends at a party that she considered using Humphries, but her mom basically tried to shut down the idea. Ultimately, Kim decided on not changing her last name and keeping it Kardashian since her mom told her she is incorporated. I mean, none of this would ultimately matter seeing as they broke up 72 days after getting married, but yeah, at the time it was a big deal and Kris wasn't happy. The following year, Humphries defended getting caught up in their whirlwind romance. He said during an interview with Access Hollywood in February of 2012, he said, to me, it was real. I would never go through something and do something that wasn't, real or I didn't believe in. So I can really only speak for myself in terms of that. Now, despite Kim's desperate attempts to keep this whole debacle under wraps, ultimately it would be discussed endlessly for years to follow. The infamous tape, you know which one I'm talking about. The Kardashians' long-running e-reality series, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, premiered just a few months after Kim's private tape with Ray J leaked online. Kim said at the time, I'm not naive to the fact, that that's pretty much how I was introduced to the world. It was a negative way, so I felt like I really had to work 10 times harder to get people to see the real me. I felt humiliated. There was so, much drama and money involved with this tape, and to this day, honestly, it's still the topic of just many conversations online. Years back, Kim Kardashian filed a lawsuit against Vivid Entertainment over the distribution of the tape she made with her former boyfriend. Now, Kardashian was asking for unspecified damages, attorney fees, and all profits from the sale of the tape, according to the LA Superior Court lawsuit. Now, at the time, she said in a statement, this tape, which was made 3 years ago and was meant to be something private between myself and my then boyfriend, is extremely hurtful, not only to me, but to my family as well. I am filing legal charges against the company who is distributing this tape since it is being sold completely without my permission or consent. The video was made during Kardashian's 3-year relationship with Ray J, which ended in 2005. Ray J, the brother and singer of Brandy, is not named as a defendant, nor is he, a plaintiff in this suit. Vivid Entertainment, which is a major producer of adult films, said it had purchased the tape for $1 million from a third party, but did not identify the person or entity. And of course, there has been much speculation speculation to this day that Kris Jenner is the third-party person, and you'd have to be living under a social media rock to have not heard about all the times, Kris Jenner has been accused of being the one to leak the tape. She even got hooked up to a lie detector test to prove her innocence in it all. However, that was faced with backlash, as many people think that was faked and staged. Anyway, Ray J over the years has called everything a lie and has accused the Kardashian Jenners of orchestrating the tape's release and using him to create drama for a storyline on the show. Kim's messy Met Gala dress drama. When Kim arrived at the 2022 Met Gala in her very sparkly nude Jean-Louis gown that Marilyn Monroe famously wore to sing Happy Birthday to President John F. Kennedy in 1962, she revealed that she had to lose 16 pounds in 3 weeks in order to actually fit into the gown. Now, she said it was such a challenge. It was like a role. I was determined to fit in it. She later added, I would wear a sauna suit twice a day, run on the treadmill, completely cut out all sugar and all carbs, and just eat the cleanest veggies and protein. I didn't starve myself, but I was so strict. Following the May 2022 gala, Riverdale star Lily Reinhart slammed Kim for appearing to promote a very toxic and dangerous mindset about body image and weight loss. She said in a statement, to walk on a red carpet and do an interview where you say how starving you are because you haven't eaten carbs in the last month, all to fit in a dress? So wrong, so messed on hundreds of levels. She wrote all that on Instagram on a story post, which of course has been deleted because that's what they all do when things go sideways. She doubled down though, however, before deleting it and continued to say, to openly admit to starving yourself for the sake of the Met Gala when you know very well that millions of young men and women are looking up to you and listening to your every word, the ignorance is otherworldly disgusting. In her defense, Kim's trainer, Donna Matrix, maintained that she lost the weight in a very healthy way, telling TMZ, we were working out sometimes twice a day. The reality star, later publicly addressed the controversy by comparing her decision to an acting role. She said, to me it was like, okay, Christian Bale, can do it for a movie role and that is acceptable. Even Renee Zellweger gained weight for a role, it's all the same to me. She continued to say, I wasn't saying, hey everyone, why don't you go lose this weight in a short period of time. She did say afterwards though that she was going to have a donut once the gala was over. A lot of people, like Lily, obviously took to social media to discuss it, and one person simply said, people should not source nutrition advice from celebrities, period. Another person took to X, formerly known as Twitter, to say, the fact that Kim Kardashian, knowing the mass influence she has on humans around the world, would publicly announce and essentially encourage rapid and dramatic weight loss for a look is incredibly disappointing, extremely problematic and ultimately really sad. Tom Quinn, who's the director of external affairs for eating disorder charity Beat, said, dieting and weight loss advice can be very attractive to those affected by eating disorders who may treat it as inspiration to carry out dangerous eating disorder behaviors. We strongly urge anyone affected by an eating disorder or worried about their health to not attempt to copy any dieting tips they hear and to contact their GP or care team if feeling unwell. Now, the other rumors are that she paid the press to leave out the truth, which is that she didn't actually work out and eat strict. She just took the miracle weight loss jab everyone is taking all over the world called Ozempic. Yes, the one that has Hollywood in like the ultimate chokehold. Allegedly, and I say that with my very strong A, she actually just gave herself a 4 mg superdose of the appetite suppressant, and that was the real way she lost the weight so fast. But you know what they say, innocent until proven guilty. And with Kim, she's got enough money to keep a secret, so we may never really know.
For some reason, fans can't stop speculating that Khloe's biological father is someone other than the late Robert Kardashian.
I know all the rumors are absolutely ridiculous.
Is Robert Kardashian actually Khloe's father? This question has been looming over the family for like years.
My dad is my dad and my stepdad's my stepdad. Thank you.
Although this is just a theory, many people believe that Kris Jenner has paid a lot of money to anyone involved who knows the real identity of daughter Khloe's biological father.
There have been plenty of rumors about the Kardashian-Jenner family over the years. The question of Khloe's paternity has had staying power.
The topic has been debated on various online platforms in the past. Khloe was raised, by the late Robert Kardashian Sr., who passed away in 2003 from cancer. Now, he was a loving and very supportive parent to his children, but there have always been conspiracy theories about Khloe's lineage. Some people think she has a different father.
Khloe looks a little bit different from her family. Rumor that Khloe doesn't have the same father as the other sisters.
Khloe considers Robert Sr. her father, but she has dealt with hurtful gossip, from those who allege that her father is another man. The rumors stem from the fact that Khloe doesn't strongly resemble Kris, the late Robert Sr., her siblings, or her half-siblings. Kris Jenner admitted to actually cheating during her marriage to Robert, which fueled the fire, of course, and the future momager was only 22 when she married Robert. And it's safe to say that she wasn't quite ready for a lifetime commitment. Kris and Robert's marriage was marked by controversy. In March of 2020, Kris made a moving confession while chatting with fashion designer Diane von Furstenberg, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, on Diane's In Charge with DVF podcast. Now, she said her unfaithfulness to Robert was her biggest regret. According to Daily Mail, Todd Waterman came forward in 2012 to claim that Kris was sleeping with him during her marriage to Robert. He alleged that their wild and passionate affair was the catalyst for Kris and Robert's divorce. Now, when Kris wrote her autobiography, Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian, she called her mystery lover Ryan, so a little different. The rumor that Kris's former hairdresser Alex Roldan is Khloe's real father never fades because the resemblance between Alex and Khloe is honestly uncanny. While Khloe has had a nose job, she was previously, before her nose job, a shoo-in for Alex. In 2020, this rumor was stirred up again because a comedian made a comment online that was really in relatively poor taste. The comic said that Khloe and Alex look exactly the same, amongst other things. And another rumor that has circulated for years is that the late football star and actor O.J. Simpson was Khloe's actual real father. Robert Sr., was part of O.J.'s legal team during the notorious trial in which O.J. was acquitted. Robert had been a longtime friend of O.J.'s and Kris and was very close to, Nicole Brown Simpson before she was unalived. Now, in June of 2019, O.J. actually posted a video to Twitter where he denied that Khloe was his child. It's easy to wonder why fans think that O.J. is Khloe's father. After all, Kris and Robert Sr. had many friends, including O.J., whom Kris now apparently loathes, but O.J. wasn't the only high-profile person in their social circle. The conspiracy theory gained steam when a Kardashian family friend alleged that Robert knew Khloe wasn't his biological child. While O.J. is now gone, he'll always be linked to the Kardashians, including Khloe, thanks to the rumors about her paternity. Meanwhile, Alex, the other man linked with that type of, gossip, is alive and well. His business, Alex Roldan Salon, is currently listed on LinkedIn. That salon is based in Hollywood, and based on Yelp reviews, the salon is a hit with a solid overall rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars. While Alex looks, remarkably like a pre-nose job Khloe, he's never actually claimed to be her father. Many fans believe that he is her dad just based on the striking physical similarities. Khloe considers Robert Sr. her father though. He did raise her and loved her. That is her dad, and her bio dad, until she says otherwise, however, is him. But this doesn't stop fans from thinking that Kris Jenner paid a lot of money for a lot of mouths to just keep, quiet about it. Kris Jenner allegedly paid a lot of money for her daughter Kim's staged marriage to Kris Humphries to be kept a tight-lipped secret. Now, one of the most talked about events on Keeping Up with the Kardashians was Kim's extremely short-lived marriage to Kris Humphries. The marriage lasted less than 3 months and commanded headlines for months following the split. Now, the whole situation was awkward, and Humphries reportedly felt very betrayed by Kim, feeling like the marriage was all in the name of ratings. Now, according to the Washington Post, that's exactly what the marriage was meant to do, drive awareness and ratings for the Kardashians family show. Now, in fact, Kim wanted her goodbye to Humphries to be on the show, but producers actually rejected the idea. These days, though, Humphries, wants nothing to do with the family and has asked to be completely omitted from Keeping Up with the Kardashians as a whole. One of the most, discussed events of Keeping Up with the Kardashians was the relationship between Kris and Kim, and so naturally people were just so excited, to tune in when Humphries proposed to Kim. While many people now feel the relationship was a sham to get ratings, many viewers were so enthralled by, the couple's impending engagement, and at the time it was just so exciting. And when the moment actually came, everything happened perfectly, and apparently that's exactly as the family wanted. HuffPost actually reported that a producer admitted that the proposal actually took place multiple times, so the camera crew, could get numerous shots in an effort to get the best angles possible for the show. In fact, some actually revealed Kim had a role in planning the placement and lighting, so she could get the angles that, of course, she wanted for herself. Now, when the news was, starting to hit the public that this whole thing was basically a sham and a lie, Kris allegedly tried to pay a really pretty penny to news outlets and gossip blogs and columns to not disclose this information and to keep it a secret. Of course, she didn't want her new, rising in popularity reality show to be tarnished or canceled because people was just thinking it was all fake. To this day, every Kardashian/Jenner will deny that their marriage wasn't legit. The only thing to come out in regards to it was when Kim said on a Keeping Up with the Kardashians reunion special that she admitted that she should have followed her cold feet before going through, with their 2011 marriage to the NBA player. But honestly, at this point, way too much has transpired since, for anyone to truly care about whether or not it was real. Kris Jenner may have been the one to leak Kim's infamous tape. Easily one of the most controversial, moments in the Kardashian saga is the release of Kim's intimate tape with Ray J. When the tape was first leaked, Kim, sued the company to keep it out of the public eye. However, many pointed out that Kim has made an impressive $5 million from the home movie, and it's possible the leak was a publicity stunt move. In fact, Ray J said it was Kim's mom, Kris, who actually released the tape. Many believe, the release by Kris was meant to drive attention to the family, a move that worked very well if that was the case. Only 6 months after the tape was leaked, Keeping Up with the Kardashians premiered with very strong viewership. For her part, Kris did a lie detector test on The Late Late Show with James Corden and said she had nothing to do with the leak. In Ray J's 44-minute rant, he never says Kris negotiated for the tape's distribution with Vivid Entertainment, the company that released the tape. He does, however, though, say there were 2 different tapes, not just one, but one shot in Cabo and one in Santa Barbara, and he says, Kris handpicked the one where Kim looked the best. By the way, the 3rd tape that is allegedly to be there is labeled Intro. He also says in his contract with Vivid, where the 3 tapes are mentioned, that Kim's fingerprints are on them, literally. Now, he says Kim wrote the section describing the 3 tapes. What's significant about this, though, is that Ray J says this is, the original contract he signed giving Vivid the rights, and he says Kim's handwriting is right there. It's interesting, though, Hirsch, part of Vivid, has said he acquired the tape not from Kim or Ray J, but from a third party. He was never, specific, but what he did say is, we are very confident in our legal position. Under California law, the person whose image is portrayed in such a video must sign off either directly or through an agent in order for the distributor to have a solid legal, position. Kim also allegedly sued Vivid for invasion of privacy, claiming that she never authorized its release. She says she ended up settling with Vivid and the suit was dropped. It was taken off the market, months later after a third party bought it from Vivid. Now, Ray J says both he and Kim struck a deal with Vivid for about $400,000 each up front and 12.5% of the profits for each of them. Now, on Instagram, Ray J deemed the lie detector test that Kris took as fake, called them frauds. Ray J also took, aim at Corden and CBS for hiring John Grogan, which is the person, who gave, the lie detector test to Kris, and airing the lie detector test segment, period. Representatives actually for The Late Late Show and its host did not respond or comment, of course. Ray J said in his rant, this is the dude Kris Jenner had taken her lie detector test from to make me look like a liar. And what's more sad is the network allowed it to happen. Everybody is getting sued for defamation. I can't wait to show you the truth. I don't give, what anybody says or feels at this point. You already think I'm a horrible person from what they've been making me look like. I'm going on one of the biggest rants of my life tonight to clear my name of this negativity. Now, despite his over the top rant on social media, none of the Kardashians responded or even acknowledged it. But the truth will probably come out one day, I'm sure of it. Did Kris Jenner pay her own son to keep a lot of secrets? Well, keep secrets. Not everyone in the Kardashian clan is a fan of the show, or the direction the family has taken. Rob Kardashian in particular has been very critical and believes, it's tainted his family in terrible ways. In fact, Rob's, disdain for keeping up with the Kardashian led him to skip Kim's wedding to Kanye so he could avoid, the show's cameras. In 2015, news broke that Rob had been hospitalized due to type 2 diabetes, and during this time, the reality star's weight gain became a subject of public scrutiny. Now, unfortunately, Rob was constantly compared to his sisters, who had become, prominent figures in the fashion and beauty industry. Now, it was as if society had imposed an unspoken beauty standard that all Kardashians must adhere to, and Rob bore the brunt of this pressure. Even his sister Khloe could empathize, having faced her own, share of public scrutiny. Now, the relentless body shaming Rob endured only added to his diminishing presence on the show. Apparently, Rob's disapproval of his family's choice of career and lifestyle is only worsening at this point as well, because there's only a couple of family members, including Khloe, who still check on him from time to time. Now, he's been involved in personal struggles, including legal battles and mental health issues, which have contributed to his decision to stay out of the spotlight. But many people think Kris has paid him off to not only, be involved and not be involved in the show, but to not expose secrets as well, on purpose or by accident. Rob was involved in a very, long legal battle with his ex-fiancée Blac Chyna. She sued him, and the family for attacks, defamation, and cancellation of their e-show. And so, right now at this time, Chyna and Rob, none of them have commented on any of these allegations. They likely never will. I mean, of course, just maybe, unless they stop getting paid for keeping their mouth shut.
It's really interesting to see that some of the people that were a part of the Kardashians' lives knew quite a bit about Puff Daddy and what's been going on behind the scenes. One of them being Kim Kardashian's former husband, Kanye West, now legally named Ye, who had apparently come out during an interview to say something quite thought-provoking. A clip that resurfaced from all the way back in 2022, just a week before Sean Combs' house was taken over by police. Ye states, "The reason why you gotta talk is because you did a deal. You effing fed. That's why you've gotta come at me. Because a part of the deal for you to be able to do all that and get out of jail is that you promised that you were gonna go pull my card." He's specifically referencing that Puff Daddy apparently has connections with the police, or is a fed himself, and that in return for calling out celebrities for their crimes or any other illegal activities, he can get away with more things, placing himself under the radar. I can't remember how many times I've expressed that I'm really not surprised with the right amount of money and power, people can get away with a lot more than we think. I bring up the Kardashians because only a year to this prior did Kim begin the divorce papers with Kanye, which makes me wonder if Kanye spilled the information he knew with Kim. I feel like he had to, especially after he was so riled up in this interview with the disgusted tone as to how Sean is supposedly getting away with unknown certain things. Ye and Kim, who are both parents might I add, they had to have known. There had to be a point where they've spoken about this. And Ye, if you didn't warn Kim about Puff and still allowed her to go see him knowing what he was doing, shame on you, man. Kris Jenner and Sean Combs apparently also had an interesting friendship between the two of them, something that I definitely wasn't aware of, and even went as far as Diddy confessing a lifelong crush on the woman. Their friendship stretched out for over 10 years, and during an episode on the Kris Jenner show dating back to 2013, to which Kris replied with, "Is he flirting with me again?" as she laughs it off. The fact that she says again is intriguing, making me wonder if their dynamic developed a bit further at one point in their so-called friendship. The momager also apparently helped Diddy launch his own platform back when they were working together in 2013. As they were also filming the movie Bad Boy in 2014, Kris would snapshot some behind-the-scene footage of them goofing around and having fun together. Unlike Kim, however, Kris has yet to unfollow the jailed rapper, but still has allegedly fled the country for the time being, only updating on her Instagram about events she's currently a part of, potentially making it appear as if everything is okay. Are you secretly crumbling too, Kris, and fleeing just in case something pops up in the police's search? I only say this because there had been some reports speculating on TikTok as well that supposedly Kris and her boyfriend at the time, Corey Gamble, are on these tapes. From my perspective on her fleeing, It's hard to say. It may also be her just trying to get away from everything, since someone who she thought was a friend is being accused of extremely serious crimes. Maybe she needed to clear her head? Then again, there is another controversy hanging around between one of her daughters, Courtney, and Justin Bieber. People are saying that while Justin was being mentored by Puff Daddy, he wasn't being treated well at all. And Kris encouraged her daughter to date the young star to make sure he doesn't speak out about what Sean Combs had been doing to him. These are all conspiracies, however, in terms of Kris and Courtney's involvement with Justin's case. There had also been a video resurfacing online about the infamous 48 hours with Diddy. Sean Combs pretty much gives us a quick rundown that he would be taking care of Justin for the span of 2 days, and states that even though he didn't have legal guardianship to take care of him, they were gonna go full crazy nonetheless. Justin was signed with Usher, who was also under Diddy's wing when he was around the same age. Sean Combs states in this video, where we're hanging out and what we're doing, we can't really disclose. If you were to watch this without knowing the context of Puff Daddy's case, you would assume the reason for keeping the information disclosed was so that they wouldn't be bombarded with fans or paparazzi, as well as their overall safety. But knowing what he has been arrested for, this video is extremely different and eerie now. Maybe it's because Justin was tired, being a young music celebrity and all, but he does not seem at all excited when Diddy is talking about the promised 15-year-old's dream fun they're about to have. In fact, Justin's smile sort of diminishes and borderlines on the edge of zoning out into space. The Daily Mail claims Bieber has been so disturbed by the Diddy news and is unwilling to process it or discuss it, so he has shut off. Justin has stated he wants nothing to do with what's been going on and is completely disgusted about what has come up from the police findings on Diddy. We gotta go a couple decades back now, back when Usher was being mentored by Diddy, and what he has to say isn't good either. While living with the musician, Usher was allegedly exposed to, and I quote, pretty wild circumstances. He described them as curious things and really tried to emphasize how the 90s were truly a different time in the music industry. I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it. But I don't know if I can indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was crazy, states Usher. He was careful with his words, saying that there were curious things taking place and didn't necessarily understand it. An interviewer named Howard Stern jokingly asked him if he would ever send his own kids to a Puffy camp, to which he obviously responded, heck no. I want to continue with Corey's case a little bit, since he and Jenner were dating for a hot minute, and Corey supposedly being Sean Combs' right-hand man. In fact, he apparently ratted out Diddy for the passing of Kim Porter, and allegedly gave physical evidence of what really happened to her. According to conspiracies, Porter knew about what was going on with Diddy, and was planning on exposing him through her memoir, and he obviously wasn't going to allow that to happen. It was apparently calculated plan to silence her, and with Gamble cooperating with the police, he gave them damning evidence. The scariest part though is that Gamble allegedly claims he stayed at the scene to make sure the job got done, and that no evidence was left behind that could get Sean in legal trouble. With this story coming out, even more conspiracies begin to spill at what other messes Corey is cleaning up for Sean Combs. One thing to note that I don't personally agree with was that if this is all true, Corey would possibly be granted immunity when the trial comes out because he handed over this so-called damning evidence. You were still apparently a part of the act, even if you weren't the one doing it. You were there watching it all unfold and did nothing to stop it. However, despite all this, Corey denies about having any knowledge about what went down at Sean Combs' parties, even though he was a part of them. If what's been happening around Kim Porter is true, I refuse to believe Corey had no idea what's been going on. I sort of feel like a detective as I go through all these articles and videos about the people involved with these parties, because it's all leading back to each other in some way. Similarly to Kim and Kanye's connection, I feel that there had to be some conversations between Kris and Corey at some point, but who knows? I also wouldn't be surprised that they would keep this information from their loved ones, as it's not the most comforting of conversations to be having over dinner. I still can't get over the bowling incident between Khloe and her friend. The Kardashian before this video apparently hadn't slept at all the night because she was up late at a supposed Diddy party, stating she immediately got on a 5:30 a.m. plane to make it to see her friend and sister. Khloe, still riding off that euphoria of the night clearly, confidently states that half the people there were weren't even fully dressed, which checks out with some of the photos that were leaked from some of these parties. Kourtney asks their friend who was there with them if she had met Khloe's new crew of friends, to which she bashfully gives a very half-ended answer of yes and no. Khloe immediately shuts that down, telling her to stop talking. It probably doesn't even matter now because Hulu pulled their show in the end anyway. You tried your best to keep your family out of the fire, but this just doesn't look good. Diddy even stated in a 1999 interview on Entertainment Tonight that his parties would probably get him in legal trouble. Guys, he claims they're going to probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we want to have a good time. I understand the fear of wanting to keep quiet to protect your own empire as an artist, but this is something these celebrities shouldn't keep to themselves.
Kim Kardashian has had rapid weight loss after giving birth.
In Touch is reporting that she wants to lose 30 pounds in 30 days.
I gained a lot of weight and I have a lot to lose.
While she has publicly attributed her weight loss to diet and exercise,
more static.
Many have speculated that she may have used additional methods, such as diet pills or other weight loss aids. After giving birth to her son Saint West in 2015, Kim Kardashian quickly regained her pre-pregnancy figure. She shared details about her strict diet and workout routine, which included a low-calorie intake and intense exercise sessions.
Reality star is reportedly already on a strict diet and exercise routine to lose all that baby weight.
However, some critics questioned the feasibility of achieving such dramatic weight loss in a short period through natural means alone. The use of diet pills and other weight loss aids has been a common practice among celebrities seeking to shed pounds quickly. These products often contain ingredients that can suppress appetite, boost metabolism, or promote fat burning. While they can be effective in the short term, they may also come with potential health risks and side effects. It's important to note that Kim Kardashian has never publicly admitted to using any weight loss aids. However, the rapid nature of her weight loss and the lack of transparency surrounding her methods have fueled speculation and raised questions about the potential use of such products. While Kim Kardashian has built a successful brand with Skims,
I'm a mother, millionaire, law student, and billionaire. I'm also the proud owner of Skims shapewear products.
there have been instances where the company has been accused of misleading marketing practices and unrealistic body image promotion. Some specific examples include photoshopping controversies. Skims has faced criticism for heavily editing promotional images, making models appear slimmer and more toned than they are in reality. This can contribute to unrealistic body standards and promote a negative body image. Exaggerated claims. Some have argued that Skims overstates the transformative effects of its shapewear, suggesting that it can dramatically alter one's body shape. While the products can offer some smoothing and shaping, the results may not always be as dramatic as portrayed in marketing materials. Kim Kardashian has been caught heavily editing promotional images for Skims. This practice has raised concerns about the brand's commitment to body inclusivity and its potential to perpetuate unrealistic body standards. One notable instance involved the inclusion of supermodel Tyra Banks in a Skims campaign. Critics pointed out that Banks' body had been heavily edited, making her appear slimmer and more toned than her natural physique. This sparked outrage, as it contradicted the brand's messaging of inclusivity and body positivity. The excessive use of photo editing in Skims marketing materials can have harmful consequences. By presenting unrealistic and unattainable body ideals, the brand can contribute to negative body image and self-esteem issues, particularly among young people. It creates a distorted perception of beauty and can lead to unhealthy comparisons and body dissatisfaction. Furthermore, the use of heavily edited images can undermine the brand's credibility. Consumers may feel deceived and distrustful of the brand's claims about its products. It can also damage the brand's reputation and lead to boycotts and negative publicity. To address these concerns, Skims should adopt more ethical and transparent marketing practices. This could involve using less invasive editing techniques, showcasing a diverse range of body types in their campaigns, and promoting body positivity messages that emphasize self-acceptance and self-love. By prioritizing authenticity and inclusivity, Skims can regain consumer trust and contribute to a more positive body image culture. Kim Kardashian has a long history of promoting various products on her social media platforms, often making claims about their effectiveness. However, some of these endorsements have come under scrutiny for lacking transparency and factual accuracy. One notable example is her promotion of a cryptocurrency called Ethereum Max. In 2021, she posted about the cryptocurrency on her Instagram story, which led to a significant surge in its price.
That is a story from Kim Kardashian's Instagram where she shilled a scam crypto coin to 228 million followers.
However, she later faced legal action for failing to disclose that she had been paid to promote the cryptocurrency. This incident highlights the potential for influencers to mislead their followers by promoting products without fully disclosing their financial interests. Other examples of controversial product endorsements by Kim Kardashian include her promotion of weight loss products and skincare lines. In some cases, she has made claims about the efficacy of these products that have not been substantiated by scientific evidence.
Kardashian posted last night to her more than 100 million followers that appetite-suppressant lollipops, and they're literally unreal.
This can be misleading to consumers who may be influenced by her endorsements to purchase products that may not deliver the promised results. It's important to note that while Kim Kardashian has a significant influence on her followers, it is crucial to critically evaluate the claims made in her endorsements. Consumers should be aware of potential conflicts of interest and conduct their own research before making purchasing decisions based on celebrity endorsements. Next up, we have Kim Kardashian has acknowledged using Botox and fillers. Many believe she has undergone more extensive procedures, including rhinoplasty, breast augmentation, and butt implants. Her evolving appearance, particularly the changes in her nose shape and facial structure, has fueled rumors of surgical enhancements. Despite the evidence suggesting otherwise, Kim Kardashian has consistently maintained that her looks are primarily the result of makeup and contouring. She has even shared detailed makeup tutorials, demonstrating how to achieve a similar look. However, many experts and fans remain skeptical, citing the significant physical transformations that are difficult to attribute solely to makeup. The discrepancy between Kim's Kardashian claims of natural beauty and the visible changes in her appearance has raised questions about honesty and transparency. It highlights the pressure on celebrities to maintain a youthful and flawless image, often leading to the use of cosmetic procedures and misleading public statements. The reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians has been criticized for presenting a fabricated and idealized version of family life. While the show offered a glimpse into the lives of the Kardashian-Jenner family, many argue that it was heavily scripted and manipulated to create dramatic and engaging storylines. One of the primary criticisms is the use of scripted scenes and staged events. Several former crew members and insiders have revealed that many of the iconic moments and arguments captured on the show were planned and rehearsed. This raises questions about the authenticity of the family's interactions and the extent to which their emotions and reactions were genuine. Furthermore, the show often portrayed a highly idealized version of family life with glamorous lifestyles, constant drama, and extravagant events. This can create unrealistic expectations for viewers, particularly young people, who may aspire to a similar lifestyle. The focus on wealth, fame, and physical appearance can also contribute to negative body image and materialism. Business success. Some critics argue that Kim Kardashian has exaggerated the success of her businesses, such as her makeup and clothing lines. One common criticism is that the success of her brands is heavily reliant on her celebrity status and social media influence. While she has a massive following, it's unclear how much of her business success can be attributed to the quality of her products versus her personal brand. Furthermore, some critics question the transparency of her business practices. For example, the exact sales figures and profitability of her brands are often not publicly disclosed, making it difficult to assess their true financial performance. Her charitable endeavors have been questioned, with some suggesting they are primarily publicity stunts. One common criticism is that her charitable activities are often highly publicized and presented in a way that maximizes media attention. For example, her visits to disaster-stricken areas or her participation in charity events are often documented on social media and in the press. This has led some to question whether her intentions are sincere or if she is simply using her platform to enhance her public image. Additionally, some critics have pointed out that her charitable contributions, while significant, may not be as substantial as they appear. For instance, some of her donations may be in the form of product donations or discounted merchandise, rather than direct monetary contributions. This raises questions about the true impact of her charitable giving.